prioritize your fitness and your health while also keeping God at the forefront of your life?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really interesting question. I think I let my fitness lead that journey a lot of the way throughout my 20s. And when I moved to Chicago, I was 24 years old. And all I knew was I wanted to be excellent, right? I wanted to excel. I had that, that all in mindset of just be the best, be the best, be the best. I don't know direction, don't have the North Star. I just want to be the best. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, there must be like a dietary link to this. I've always geeked out on nutrition. And so I come across the ketogenic diet, burn ketones for rocket fuel to your brain. I'm like, that sounds pretty cool. Okay. So cool. What do I have to do? Okay. Basically eliminate carbs. Okay. And meanwhile, I'm training still like a college athlete and, you know, hitting the gym, twice a day, squats, deadlifts, bench, the whole thing, right? And kettlebells and but I wanted to be dialed at work. And so I'm like, okay. And I felt amazing, dude. You do bulletproof coffee, you do the whole, ketones for fuel for your brain. You're like, man, this is incredible. And then about 6 months into that, I, go to the gym to get under a bar and do 2 reps at 135. And I am just feeling terrible. I had to go home and I don't know what happened to me that day. Like, what happened? Maybe it was just a bad day. Go the next day. Same thing. Okay. Maybe this is just like what 2025 or whatever it is like. And you start to think, whatever the narrative is about getting older. Like 25, bro.
Washed up.
Come on. And so, I was left a little like lost in that. And then I actually started a lot of my biofeedback markers started to tank, and sleep and recovery and energy and mood, everything just started to feel really off. And so, I got depressed in that. And I feel like I was really trying to let that, fitness guide me and nutrition and how I was sort of feeling. And, it wasn't actually until I came across a video, your boy Sal, dude,
Hmm.
and Jason Phillips,
Mhm.
you also know very well. It's titled something like Why Paleo is Terrible for CrossFit. And I thought that resonated because here I am trying to recover eating sweet potatoes and white rice and fruit and doing crazy anaerobic type workouts. And, watch that video, order a large pizza. Next thing you know, I'm like, I'm a superhuman.
Pizza's a health food.
Carbs. Pizza health food. Turn up. And so, I share with you that story because and what happened was I really learned as I studied through nutrition certifications, precision and NCI and all that. I learned that I really worked myself into an eating disorder called orthorexia, where
Mm.
you're focused on perfection in food and you'll even like turn down social events because they might have sliders there or cookies or whatever. And it really becomes a very scarce mindset. And so, I got to a really rough place with that and just thinking that, I could just win through fitness and nutrition. But when I look back on all of those, there's story after story of like, what was bringing me closer to God and how he was trying to reach me. I look back and it kind of all makes sense to me now, of like, oh, you were working through me and in me the whole time. He's in it with me, working through me, fighting for me. I heard Stephen Furtick say that the other day. I'm like, that's true, right? But,
Yeah, Steven's a G.
he's a G.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. So I was, I realized that he was trying to get my attention all along.
Yeah.
And so, I think, dude, number one, like it's okay to try things, and to fail. And I think that when you're trying to like your identity's coming through fitness and maybe there's some sort of body dysmorphia and you're looking in the mirror at yourself. Do I have abs? And this and that. I've gone through that. I've definitely had phases where I'm like just attached to it. And it's okay. Like number one, it's okay. You're human. I just think people sometimes are so hard on themselves and then they label it. I have body dysmorphia. And then they start out like, just going down that path. And maybe this is just the way life is, and maybe, and you're gonna figure it out. Maybe you have to be taken to a lower place to realize what God's trying to work through you in your life. Because I realized that a lot of those moments where I was attached to fitness is when I just didn't have anything else,
Mm.
And so I just think that in a way, because of ego or whatever it is in me, that in my human strength, I just thought that I've got this. Not like God's in it with me, working through me, fighting for me.
Mm.
That's a partnership, Like that's a good partnership. Um, I just thought that I always had to take care of that business.
Mm.
I have to clean the shop. I have to, you know, change the oil. I have to take care of it. And God's God's got a much bigger plan in all of that. And so I get it. It's fun to have fitness goals. We just talked about CrossFit, how I'm gonna start competing for that. It's fun to have fitness goals. It's not about vanity metrics. It's not about how great do I look? How, you know, like how are other people seeing me in this? It's not about like if you're constantly thinking about the opinion of others, which I was for many years in my life, like if you're addicted to praise, understand that you'll also be destroyed by criticism.